So Tare decided to leave a comment on one of Sophie's videos on TikTok where literally he just says that it is so weird that they didn't have you on there. And this is him referencing Hunt for Love. So Sophie comes in and says, listen, I was literally meant to be there, but Rob threw a man tantrum. Now, I don't know what a man tantrum is, but I gotta know. But I've clearly never had one of those before. But anyway, he threw a man tantrum right before, okay? And therefore, she just ended up not being on the show. Now, because of this little situation, it has now sparked a conversation in the comment section where a viewer or somebody that's obviously following 90 Day Fiancé, Alexa, comes in and says, anything she says, I question. And personally, myself, I question as well. Also continues by saying, and why would she be there? We all watch her walk away from Rob. She has nothing of value to offer with her presence. And let's be real, I do pretty much agree with that statement. But Sophie obviously felt a certain type of way about that comment. So Sophie decided to respond. And as you can see, Sophie came in and says, I have taken a lot of accountability. I don't know if Sophie really knows what accountability means. But anyway, I don't just like to drag Rob. Anything I have said is what has happened in my relationship. Also, the reason I was talked about on the tell-all was I was coming on stage, that they were setting me up to come up on stage. And then because of Rob's tantrum, I was not able to. Now, here's the thing. Of course, when it came to this stuff in particular here, this is obviously what they're obviously referencing to, given the fact that obviously she was meant to be there at the tell-all, purely because Sophie's name was obviously brought up alongside Pedro's name. Because obviously, during that conversation, when Rob was talking about Sophie and why him and Sophie, actually, no, wait. Yeah, he was talking about Sophie. My apologies. I was going to say a bit of information that I don't think happened at the table. My apologies there. As he was talking about Sophie, he also mentioned Pedro too. Of course, Pedro wasn't there neither. But Chantel was questioned about it, and Chantel was like, why the hell do I care what Pedro's doing? I've moved on. I've got a new boo. I'm in love. Like, hello, duh. But anyway, obviously, Sophie, I guess, was supposed to be there to obviously have her say. But obviously, as she says there, Rob obviously threw a tantrum, and that's why she was unable to be there for the tell-all. Furthermore, she says, I was not coming to the tell-all to drag him. I was meant to reveal some things, and I came to be supportive. But unfortunately, no one got to see this due to Rob's anger issues. Okay, we'll get that in a minute. Which again doesn't make it on air. You guys think you know so much based on a TV show. However, please use your brain. A TV show is a TV show for entertainment. It's not a documentary showing the full truth. So here's the thing. The issue with Sophie is, and this is why we go back to what the person commented to begin with. This person said, anything she says, I question. Now, why do we question anything she says? Well, let's get into that. So this is why people find it hard for people to want to, question anything she says. So as you already know, and as you already heard, after Rob left the show itself, filming for Hunt for Love, him and Sophie then hooked up after that. And people question, why is she hooking up with a man that she continuously keeps calling abusive? A man that she says obviously did all these things to her. So here's the thing. In this comment here, some particular on her own page, someone says to her, if it's just for the D, it's alright. I don't want I don't want my body count to increase. So I feel you. I spin the block on my old every every now and then, or every now and again. So she obviously responded with saying, right, if I'm gonna sleep with someone, it may as well be my husband. Here's the thing. So first and foremost, she's the one that decided to leave her relationship with Rob. Okay, she's the one that decided to say, hey, you know what, I want a divorce. So the fact that she still wants to sleep with the man that she said that she wanted a divorce from, that she obviously wants to separate from, it doesn't make sense why you would want to sleep with the... Oh, okay, do you know what? If you want to sleep with your ex, cool. But why would you want to sleep with your ex that is abusive? That's the part that doesn't make sense. I don't know anyone personally that has left an abusive relationship that has decided to get a divorce from an abusive partner, but still goes back to sleep with that person. Do you see what I'm saying? Usually when people do that, it's usually when they're still in the cycle of not actually leaving them and they haven't actually even pulled the plug of leaving that person just yet. Sometimes maybe it might be a thing where that person's pulling back in. It can all vary. It can all vary. But on a person of myself, it's not something that I've known of. So the fact is though, she is someone who's very vocal. I mean, listen, I've never known anyone who's very vocal about being in an abusive relationship but will still sleep with the ex. Do you see what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Usually the people that still sleep with the ex are people who aren't vocal about it. Do you see what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, the fact that she's still going on, the fact that she's still sleeping with him doesn't make any sense. But hey, end of the day, if she wants to continue talking about how this man has, you know, done all these things to her, then why are you still sleeping with him? Like, logically, there's no logical sense behind it in any shape or form. Do you see what I'm saying, folks? So the matter of the fact is, though, Sophie really and truly, right, needs to, you know, make up her mind. Is this man abusive or not? Is he trash or not? So as you can see here, this person said to her, but he was abusive and gay, and you still wanted that D? And she says, trauma bond, LOL. Now, here's the thing. What kind of trauma make you sleep with a gay man? That's a good question. But the matter of fact is, though, why is she laughing at trauma? Trauma bond, LOL. How is anybody supposed to take Sophie seriously if she doesn't take anything else seriously? She talks about accountability. Okay, what about the accountability that you are still continuing sleeping with a man that you have deemed gay, you have deemed abusive, you know what I mean? Pretty much, you know, somebody who's a full-on scumbag. Yeah. Nonetheless, though, I am not going to sit and say to you, oh, Rob did not have a meltdown when she got there. I'm not saying he does not have anger issues because we have seen it being displayed. You know, I just saying that why is Sophie still going near a man like him? You see what I'm saying? It's like a spit in the face to every single woman out there that has been through or may even still be going through a relationship right now with a man like what she portrays Rob to be. Do you see what I'm saying? Well, let me know your thoughts down below, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and of course, peace.